Welcome everybody, this is Just Johnny Gaming, and we're going to get into my impressions on co-op and TowerBorne. In this video, we'll go over finding a group, the number of enemies you'll face when playing with 2, 3, or even 4-player co-op, and all the rewards you get at the end of every level. So sit back, relax, and we're going to go ahead and get into this video. When you want to play co-op, you can either create a public group for other people to join, or you can join a public group that is already in effect. Now, when you're creating your own group, you can do different things like what's the goal of what you're trying to accomplish, like playing the story. You can do completing requests, exploring the map, farming loot, and then you can put whatever danger level up to whatever you're on. So I'm on danger level 3 right now with my character. So I can put if I want to do danger level 1, 2, or 3 missions for my group play. Now this is important because if you put danger level 1, then just know you're going to be matched with lower level people. Obviously danger level 2 and 3 a little bit higher. The highest right now I believe is danger level 5. So obviously that's the top of the top of people playing the game right now. So just, see if you want to do high-end missions for your danger level, then just pick the highest danger level you are at. If you don't mind doing lower danger level just to farm some loot, maybe just play around with some friends and all that, you can do a lower danger level. Now when you're doing a group finder, it's going to show you the goal of the group danger level that you'll be joining, and how many people are in that group. So if you want to join a lower level group, then you can go right ahead. If you want to join somebody that's at your group level, then you can do that. It's not going to show you anyone above your danger level. You can pick whatever goal you want. So if you want to play along the story, it'll let you know that whoever's ahead of that group is playing along with the story. It'll let you know if they're just farming loot, whatever the case may be. So just choose what you want to do. I actually like this option because you see what you're getting into instead of just randomly joining people and they're just doing whatever, and you don't want to do what they want to do. So it shows you what they want to do. Now in my opinion, sometimes it's hard to find a group because you'll find one. Sometimes the game bugs out and it doesn't let you join the group. It'll like time out or whatever. So sometimes it takes a while to find a group, or even if you create your own group, sometimes it takes a while to find people to join your group. So approach I take is just just go with what you got. So if you get one person to join and it's taking a little bit too long for another person to join, just you two go play a map. Just realize the maps are quick. They're 5-10 minutes, so you can play with this one person, get a map out the way, and then maybe go back into searching for more players, so then you can add another person, another 2 people, whatever the case may be. But sometimes you don't want to sit around the menu too long, just because the levels are quick, so why not just jump into one while you can, and then maybe when you get out of that level you can find another person to join with you guys. Just something to think about, because sometimes I have a hard time finding a group, and it's taking me like 10-15 minutes to even get a game started, whether I'm joining somebody else's group or making my own group, and can get annoying. A suggestion I have is if you have or play with people that you see are on consistently, like maybe you play with a guy maybe join a random guy's group and you guys play like 5 games in a row, but maybe you got to get off or something, I would say add that person as a friend. Maybe you guys can play in the future and it can be a little less troubling trying to find players to join your group and all that. So if you can, just add people, as much people as you can. There's no harm in doing it. So add friends and then invite them into future games, so you guys can take less time to find a group whenever you do want to play with co-op in the future. Now we're going to go over the different amount of enemies that you're going to face when playing with 2-player co-op, 3-player co-op, or 4-player co-op. Now you can see right here, when playing with 2 people co-op, there's not that much more enemies than when you're playing 1 player. Enough to keep both of you guys busy, but nothing crazy. Both of you guys can sit on one end of the screen and take care of the enemies that way. So yeah, it's not too bad in 2-player co-op. There's a good couple enemies right here, but again, enough for both of you guys to handle, nothing crazy. This is playing on danger level 2, so just keep that in mind. We're gonna play in higher danger levels later on, but for this gameplay right here, it was done in danger level 2 with just 2 people, so this is what it looks like. Now this gameplay is with 3-player co-op, and again, not much more than 2-player co-op, but you can notice the difference of the amount of enemies coming out on this on 3-player co-op. So there's enough enemies to keep all 3 of you guys busy. You can help one another once you're finished with your side of the enemies or whatever the case. But again, nothing overwhelming, just enough to keep you guys going. Now, when you are playing with 3 to 4 people in co-op, you got to make sure you guys are evenly distributing the enemies, though. So you don't want to leave one guy facing too many enemies by himself, because then he can get jumped, can go down. So just keep in mind that there is enough enemies where if you're getting caught by yourself, you could be in some trouble. But for the most part, as long as everybody distributes the enemies evenly, or you guys are helping each other perform combos on everything on these enemies, then you should be perfectly fine. And right here is 4-player co-op. So again, a bit more than 3-player co-op, the amount of enemies. The way we were doing it in this one, it was no communication. We were just kind of naturally doing it like this. It's 2 people stayed on one side of the screen, 2 people stayed on the other side, and they just pretty much helped each other perform combos and everything to get these enemies dealt with. Now right here, we're going to do a protect the wagon objective. So again, like I said, 2 people on one side, 2 people on the other side. As long as you guys are helping each other out, perform combos, it should be good enough to not let enemies go by to get to the wagon. But like I said, distribute everything evenly. You don't want to leave one guy on one side and then 3 on the other side, and then the one guy on one side is just getting jumped the whole entire time. So just make sure you guys are working together. Even if it's random, it's not hard to kind of coordinate how to distribute the enemies. If you see 2 people on one side already, then just go to the other side. Now the display is pretty cool when you see all 4 of the people on top. You can see everybody using their abilities, how much they got of their potions, different things like that. So that's pretty cool. But this protect the wagon, the wagon got hit like 1 time. Like, I said, it's not too hard. So just keep that in mind. Just work together and you should be perfectly fine. Now for the rewards. As far as the research I've done, going through all my footage and everything, I don't see there being much of a difference on how much rewards you get at the end, whether you're playing 1, 2, 3, or 4-player co-op. It looks like, yes, everybody gets the same reward. So everybody get, if you get a bunch like 10 items or whatever the case may be, then everybody get them 10 items, stuff like that. But there's no different in the amount. From what I've seen, I'm gonna do some more research just to double check, but from what I've seen, everybody, you're gonna get the same amount of rewards whether you're playing with 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people. So just keep that in mind. It's not gonna be much of a difference. The only difference is, obviously everybody gets the rewards instead of you just only getting the rewards if you're playing by yourself. So reward wise, if that's what you're going for, I wouldn't say it's gonna make much of a difference. As far as what I see, playing co-op is more of just a fun thing to do, a different type of challenge, and just adds a different aspect to the game. But don't expect to, if you play 4-player co-op, to be just raining rewards, because that's just not how it works for this game. This also applies to the rarity of the items you get. As you're going to see from the footage I show, that in all 3 cases, 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player co-op, I got 3 rare items, a couple uncommons. So as far as rarity, also, you're not going to see much of a difference. You're not going to get all rare items all of a sudden or anything like that. So also keep that in mind. You're going to get the same, pretty much it's going to be the same amount of stuff whether you play 2, 3, or 4-player co-op. Now, in conclusion, my thoughts and my impressions on playing co-op is It's worth it if you want to have fun. If you want to have a different experience, it's just only playing by yourself, then I would say play co-op, get into a group, have your fun. Don't worry if you're playing only 2-3 players instead of 4 players, because like I said in the previous sections, it's not going to make a difference. Even like the enemies and all that, it balances out with the amount of players. The rewards, it balances out regardless. So don't worry about how many people you're playing with, and just do it if you want to have fun. Now, don't feel discouraged. Just go play the game by yourself, because it's not going to make a difference, and even that way you can just do what you want instead of having to wait for people and have people taking their time making their character, blah blah. If you have some friends to play with, cool, that'd be fun. It would be a better experience playing with other people, but this is not a game where it's any different playing by yourself. So if you want to play by yourself, go right ahead. It's just as fun if you enjoy playing by yourself. That's gonna wrap up my impressions on playing co-op in TowerBorne. If you have any questions, leave them down in comments. Please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said before in my previous videos, anybody who wants to play co-op, leave your gamer tag down below. Contact me, we can get a game started. At the end of the day, I would still like to play co-op in this game, because like I said, it's actually more fun than playing by yourself. So if anybody wants to play, let me know and we can get a game started. Appreciate everybody for watching, and peace out.